Hi friends, it's Liz here at Liz the Paper Project. Today I am sharing a quick flip through of my completed personal journal, and I asked on my community page what you guys wanted to see next, and this was the most popular video, so here it is. I will link everything below that I mentioned just in case there are some things that you might want to check out. Basically this is just showing you a way that I use my journals. I have different journals that I use on an ongoing basis. There's glue books, there's my ideas journal, so many different ones, altered books that I have as well. And I will link a playlist of how I use my junk journals below for you to see and maybe get some ideas. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I do hand make my own journals, and this is basically like my everyday journal. I don't necessarily write in it every single day, but it's the one I go to when I want to document something, primarily with images, colors, pictures, that sort of thing. So things I get in snail mail from friends, projects that I'm working on, or like for example videos that I'm planning on doing. Like I did a giveaway for the 5K, and then for this one that I did, that floral idea that I got from an Instagram person that I follow. Things again that I get in the mail, I love to document that because I don't know when I'll remember in the future things that I received or who I got them from. So adding little pieces from things that I receive are always fun. Also things that I have purchased. So if I have purchased a journal or something from a shop, I like to either have the business card available. This one I like the idea that she sent in her mail, which is repurposing pieces to make the little shaker card. I thought it was a fabulous idea. So again, keeping ideas in my journals. Documenting also images of journals that I have purchased to remember who they were purchased from and what they look like, before I started messing with them. So I love that postcard that came with this, and I thought it matched the colors. I also do some journal with me videos on my channel. If you are new, welcome. I have seen a lot of new subscribers. I will link some of those journals below. I have a playlist actually of journal with me videos. So I'm kind of finding that that process is slowly getting there. I do enjoy sharing those videos, but sometimes it's a little hard to kind of combine everything. Again, happy mail pieces that I get. I love this little pocket, and I don't necessarily use the pockets after I'm done with my journals. Here is pieces again that I may have received in either something I purchased or in the mail. Postcards from subscribers, which is so wonderful to look back on. Decorated envelopes like this one, I really, really like it. It inspires me to even look at it, so I kept it as is because I thought it brings me inspiration just to look at it. Again, a card that I received from a swap that I did, and then another postcard here on the right from a subscriber, and I believe this is from Jenny, and she has sent me so many more things as well. I also like to keep track of journals that I make or swap or sell, again because in the future I know I may not remember what it was that I had made, etc. So it's nice to document that. Special dates as well, like this one was Mother's Day, and just little bits of that day will actually bring back the entire memory. So I don't have to do an entire journaling about it if I don't want to. This one was a tutorial that I did about an altered book to hold greeting cards, and I really enjoyed that. So it kind of went with the Mother's Day theme, so I added that to the page. As you can see, I add pictures of my journals, and then a little bit of journaling here and there, some washi tape, some stickers. Again, if I receive something in the mail, this was something I got in the mail from Stacy, and some journals she sent me. This note card here came in one of those journals, and I really liked how she stitched that together. So I thought it was a great idea to to go back to if I wanted to remember. Maybe I want to try that one of these days. This was a piece again that came from Happy Mail. So as I go through them, you'll see the differences of how I fill them. This was a drawing from my niece Aura. I thought it was super cute, and anytime you have kids drawings or anything that they do that's that you can add to your journal, it's so fun because you keep that memory and you'll always go back to it. So I just thought it was super fun to put that in here, that she kind of did this for me, and it was something that she really wanted me to have. So again, here I just added some pieces that I received from more mail, and that's one of my favorite things to do, is to document mail that I received from my subscribers and from friends and pen pals, that sort of thing. Looking back on it is so awesome to remember those moments. I like to also use ephemera that I use in making my journals. So for example, this bee themed journal that I made, I've used some of the ephemera on this page as well as a picture of the journal. So I keep a journal for totally just writing without any images or anything. That's like my writing journal. This is more like my creative journal and my fun journal, like almost like a smash book style, not necessarily glue book because I'm more intentional, but I do have a glue book, which I will link below as well. So as you can see, I do a lot of everything. In this page, I just documented things I received from a shop called In Love Arts Shop, and they have a lot of die cuts and stickers and stamps and that sort of thing. And so this just kind of also will remind me of the die cuts that I have from that particular shop. I will link my unboxing below because there's so many goodies that I received as well. I also like to send these die cuts in the mail when I send out a letter and stuff. So it's nice to have all the extra goodies to share with people, but also for me to keep track of what I have, because I'm sure I would quickly forget how many pieces I have that are in my stash. For this page again, I just documented a project that I did. I made a tutorial about this project. This was a guest design project that I did, and I really liked the piece that I put together. This was for snail mail, so a project to be able to send to people, and I thought that was so fun. Again, this one happens to be a little bit more on the personal side because it's things that we did with our kids as a family, so like activities that I wanted to quickly document and remember. So that again, as you can see, I just kind of add a variety of things. I also don't go in order of dates, so whatever you see on this page doesn't mean that I did it on whatever date coinciding with what I just did the page before. The way I like to do my journals is I just stick to a month or 2 or 3. For example, this one happens to be, I think, 3 months. And I'll just put anything in here. I'll pick a page and, any project that I've done, like this one, for example, with my Alice journal. I did it within that time frame, and that's kind of where I journaled back on it. The reason I do that is because sometimes I go back on pages and add more ephemera to it, or I'll journal about it if I remember something else. And so it's not really a specific day that I would have finished. Like this page, for example, had no date and no writing. And then this one seems to be more writing than images. So I don't also have to stick to a particular, way of journaling. I just go with the flow. I like this postcard that we got from the vet's office for our dog Archie. And again, just adding the pieces of ephemera that I think, make this page fun. More journals that I have made and have sold. So, it's nice to, as I said, remember those. I don't know if any of you guys do that, and, you keep pictures of journals that you have made or have sold or no longer have in your possession. I think it's just a fun way to keep those memories. And, of course, journals that I purchased, like this one here on the right, I like to take a picture of what I received so that I can remember where it came from, etc. Another page again of a journal that I made, and as you can see, sometimes I'll just add one image and then that will be enough for the memory. This one here, I had 2 pictures because it was just so many little pieces that I received from Teresa. Hi Teresa. And I wanted to document that to remember, that I received it at this month and what I received, and it's just such a wonderful thing to go back to and look back on. Random pieces. So my daughter actually gave me a bunch of random pieces recently, and that's another thing that I love to do with my journals. It doesn't really go together, but there is a meaning to it, and so don't limit yourself to a theme or a style. Just go with the flow, whatever you enjoy. This page is so full of things, and that's because I just wanted to add them. And this is a card that I received in a meetup that we had recently. This came in one of the kits that we kind of swapped with each other, and it was just a nice moment, and I just wanted to document that here so you can see just the variety of things that I've added to this page. The next one was a trip we did to Toronto, and again you can see that I've got sort of a theme going with this one. This centerpiece that says Toronto was actually part of something that came in the mail. Our newspaper was wrapped in that, and it was a big kind of vellum piece, so I started cutting it up, and it just so happened to go with what I wanted to do here, which was document a trip that we had in Toronto. And I love how it turned out. I love repurposing pieces like that sticker where it says Cafe Belong, which we got from takeout from the restaurant we actually went to eat at. So little things like that. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be purchased. It could just be something that means something to you for whatever that reason. Just plop it down on a page and you'll have that memory. So that's definitely the way that I use my journals. Even this one here was a misprint, and I really like how it came out, the colors, so I decided to keep it because I just liked how it turned out. This is a thank you note that came in this gorgeous kit that I received, and I do have a video for this, doing an unboxing for your creative studio. I was so inspired at that moment that I just started grabbing pieces and adding them to the pages, and so that's another way that I also kind of do something. It's if something really inspires me at that moment and I happen to have a little bit of time, I will just start to add things. And as you can see, if you have seen that video, I have added a few pieces since the last share of that video, of course the journaling and some other pieces. So that's really how I like to journal. I'll kind of decorate the pages initially, and then I'll go back and do something. Like for this one, for example, I just wanted to have this piece here. I like the colors. Here I did this swatch because I love swatches of paint, and so a little bit of journaling, and that's done. The crinkly sounds I love. So this one was a pocket where I kept things in as I was adding things to my journal, but once I finished adding what I needed, it's no longer a pocket, but it still serves the purpose of the crunchiness that I enjoy. Again, another image. This journal was purchased, and I just wanted to document, of course, that I had made it and who got it, who purchased it. I like to do that sometimes with my journal so that I know the person that has it and where it has gone. I did a tutorial on this page, and I will link that below if you wanted to see it. And again, that's another way of documenting and keeping things in your journal. This one was for a fake watercoloring, and I thought it was just so fun because I have such a hard time with watercolors, and this one was such a great alternative, I find anyways. And so my sister has been doing this, and she says she loves it. So and I've heard from so many people as well that they've tried it and it worked out so well. I will link that tutorial below if you want to see it. It's kind of like a mini how-to, but you don't use any watercolors for that. And another thing, of course, that I enjoy doing is just adding your average maps to my journaling. We had a fun vacation at Blue Mountain. Hi, anyone that lives in the area. And I just decided to, of course, gather some pieces like the map of the area, where we stayed, what was available, like activities and stuff. And this will be so fun to remember because just looking at the map, I'll be able to, have the memories of where our chalet was and close to what we visited, restaurants, shops, activities, that whole thing. And so it's nice to just have, even if it's just that one piece of ephemera that you grab from somewhere, you can kind of connect it to whatever it is that you're journaling about. And this is how this is working out for me. Of course, I've also added some pieces like some receipts and some, just other things to go with this whole theme of what I was doing here. And of course, I ended my journal with some pictures of our getaway. One of the places we walk by every day to get to our various destinations, and then some images of some things we ate or restaurants we visited. It's always nice to just sort of keep those moments, and it's just easy to do. Take a picture and then journal about it later. That's sort of my standard go-to when I'm doing this. So Now I'm deciding what I will be working on next, what size of journal. I tend to switch back and forth with my journals that I'm, working on. The last ones I shared were standard size. And so I'm thinking I might go back to the standard size traveler's notebook for my next journaling, however many months it takes. And this is part of my new collection. I will be sharing that with you guys soon. So I'm thinking I might be using one of these, or I might go with the smaller size, the 4x6. Is that called A6 size? I'm not really sure. But as you can see, I really fill them up. So they start nice and plain. That's how I like to start them. I just like to have my pages, nothing really embellished in there because I add my own. And that's just kind of my standard go-to when I'm I'm filling up a journal. So let me know what your favorite size is. I'm really thinking I might go with the standard size, but I'm also tempted to go with the smaller one. Anyways, thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time with my next Journal With Me videos or Craft With Me videos. Stay tuned for my giveaway. It's coming up very, very soon.